Hello, beautiful friends of the internet. I feel like I have not talked to my therapy camera in a long time, so hello. Um, yeah, I graduated college. That's weird, and I don't know, I'm feeling very bittersweet, so I was like, I'll jump on and talk to my camera for a bit. Yeah, I had my last film shoot as a student film tonight, and I don't know, it feels very sad. Like, I don't know. I didn't want to attend, but I did. Like, I don't know. It's like when you're doing like a job like that where you're not getting paid or anything. Like, it is fun, but it's also like taxing, you know. And also like just my job, my role in the project, it wasn't anything I was very excited about, like as producer. And I don't know, to me producing is very like analytical and handling the budget and buying snacks and drinks and making sure that we're on time and staying on schedule and scheduling the shoots and sending out call sheets and blah blah blah, all of the very like non-creative things. And I don't like producing at all, but a friend asked me to, and it was her project, and I am a people pleaser that cannot say no, so I was like, absolutely. But no, I feel like it was a good experience, but tonight I'm a little, I don't know, I feel really weird. Like, I came home and I'm like, I mean, it's very late, I could just go to bed, but I don't have anything to do. Like, I don't have to do homework anymore. That's weird. I've never not had like homework to do. And of course there's like things that I can do, productive things as an adult, but like, who the fuck wants to do that, I don't know. I hated college, I hated high school, I hated middle school, I hated all of it. And I hate homework. But I will say, like, just these few days I've not had anything. It's been very weird not having a deadline to meet, or like something that I need to do, I guess. And I don't know, I got very upset the other night because I had this realization that like, I don't know, I mean, of course, talked about my pathetic demisexual lifestyle, but not lifestyle. But it's, I always thought of like, okay, like I would like a relationship. It's just very hard for me to like find someone. And I always thought like, okay, but it'll happen. Like, I have college, I have 4 years to meet all of these new people, and it'll happen in college. Like, that's how it is. But I just graduated college and it didn't. And I know it's like, it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't. But in a way, to me, it does. It's like, I don't know. There's something that gets a little under my skin of, it's not like, for me, it's, I mean, I feel like, getting a relationship is something that's like a big deal, and like that's a experience that almost everyone has at some point in their life, and usually it's a lot earlier than what I am experiencing. But it is something for me that I want, and so I think that not meeting my, this sounds so sad, but like not meeting my my personal goal is a little unnerving to me. It's, I don't know. It's like, it feeds into my pessimistic attitude about getting a relationship, because it's like, I don't know, there's like that ounce of optimism that I've had, and like, oh, but I'll meet new people in college and they'll be nice, and I don't know, now I'm just like, oh, well, my optimism did nothing for me. I don't know. It's so weird. I had this like last film project. I had a guy that I liked. It is somebody that I've worked with on I guess only one other project, but it, like it's two whole semesters of working on a film project, which for student films, you're literally together all the time because you're in class and then you're filming on set like your entire weekend, and it's like long shoots because we literally only have like the weekend usually to get everybody's schedule to line up to film, including the actors, which are very hard to schedule. So like a lot of it has been you're close knit with all of these people, and of course me, I make my close friends, and then one time, just the one pretty person that is already aesthetically attractive, and it's kind of like, and then they have a nice personality and they're nice to you, and then it's just kind of like, oh, am I having feelings? And oh god, it was so freaking weird. So I've been kind of teeter-tottering in my mind, because I don't know if it's like a demisexual thing or if it's just me, but like whenever I like someone, in my head, I'm constantly like arguing with myself of do I like them? But do I? Because it's kind of like any negative thing, or like not a red, kind of a red flag for it, but it's kind of like a personal red flag. It's not like a bad thing to everyone, but it's like my own personal like red flags that'll go off, if I just hear them say something so minor, like, I don't know. Oh my god. This is a good example of what I'm talking about. I had a wrap party for all of the crew last night in my apartment, and that was interesting. I have had parties, but they've never been like parties. Like it's like 3 friends show up, and this was like like there was like a big group in my apartment, and that was fun and also scary for me because I'm social interaction. What is this? But oh man, they all come into my apartment and they're like looking at my stuff and they're like, oh cool, you play video games. And this guy that I like, he was like, you're one of the guys. If you were a guy, don't say that to your female friend. Like, it's like the equivalent of emasculation, but for females. Like, I don't know. It could, and maybe, like, I'm sure he intended it to be more of a compliment, like, oh, cool. But when you're a girl and you've struggled your whole life to, like, get, I don't know, just feeling like people don't notice you as, like, an attractive... This is so hard to explain because I'm like, I don't want to be seen as a sexual object. That is not what I want. But on the other hand, like, it would be flattering to be noticed, I think. And getting told that you are one of the guys is just very defeminizing. I don't know. I just was like, oh, I'm seen as one of the boys. So I'm automatically just put into the friend zone. Like, I don't range anywhere on any scale. So that was kind of, a little hurtful, to say the least. And I don't know. It's so like this guy, I've been growing feelings and just like teeter-tottering with those thoughts of like, okay, well, why even think of him as somebody I could like, because he clearly doesn't like me if he's saying I'm one of the guys. Like, no. And then like it's just like some things that he said, like sometimes I'm like, is he being flirty? And then other times I'm like, oh, I'm definitely like, I'm a friend. I'm so deep in the friend zone that like I'm a guy in his eyes. And I don't know. It was hard because like today we all went out for drinks after our final set together. And so, okay, I'm gonna tell you guys a little embarrassing secret. You're in on my life. You're welcome. You get all the tea that I have not told anyone. No. I had this dream last night that all of our crew, we all like went to this movie theater, and in my dream he was like my boyfriend, and we had this like moment. Well, I guess like not yet. He wasn't my boyfriend yet, but we had this moment where we were all in the movie theater or whatever, and like we were talking, and then like I kissed him, and then like jump cut in my dream to like us like sitting together at the movie. It was like it was so surreal to me because it was like I don't know, just like I didn't really know that I liked him fully. I was like, do I like, he's on it, because I feel like I a lot of times go for guys that kind of have a bit of like femininity, I guess. No, I don't know, not even that, just kind of soul, having some depth, I think that a lot of guys that are that appear very masculine and straight on the outside, not that they necessarily are on the inside, but just how they make themselves appear, I don't attract that. It's usually, for me, it's like, oh, I don't like that energy. Like, I don't know. Personal preference. But this guy, he is very straight guy. So I'm like, why do I even like him? I don't know. Maybe just because he's been nice to me a few times. But so I had that dream, and then I had to see it, like, as soon as I woke up from this dream, I was like, gotta go to set with him there. So that was, like, have you ever had a dream like that where it's like, it's just an awkward dream, and then you have to go, like, see that person, and it's just, like, your whole day, you're just like, oh, like, this is so weird. And so, like, I don't know, like, just having that dream, like, me like kissing him was like, that's my cat, by the way, was like my realization that, okay, I definitely do like him. I don't know what to do about that. And I've talked about it before, but it's one of those things where I'm very terrified to say anything because I don't want to get hurt again. Like, that was, I don't know. Rejection is hard, of course, but I feel like the level of rejection that I got in my last situation was probably one of the worst situations you could have, where it's like you get rejected and then made fun of and ignored and just like ghosted. Like, that's just so humiliating and like disgusting. And it very much was a reality call to myself that I needed to be more perceptive of, taking hints. I need to be more perceptive of this girl is using the litter box. Anyways, but just, I don't know. It was a reality call for me, of a reality check, whatever, that I need to just be more careful and more cautious of my heart and not let myself get carried away with like feelings. Cause I don't know. It's hard to say. Have I been in love? I don't know. Not with somebody in a relationship. So I guess that's it. Maybe probably is a different level. But I can understand that is like, I don't know. It's just really hard to think about. But tonight, like, we all went out for drinks, and then like and it's 4 a.m. right now. I just got home like before I started filming this, and I went into the bathroom like, red lipstick, yes. So I had to get myself dressed up. God, I hate this part. Like, I hate it. I feel like such a girl, and I hate that. Like, just getting excited about it. But it's like, every time I get excited about having a crush, because like, when you have a crush, it is an exciting thing. Like, it's fun and it's exciting, and it's kind of like playing a game. No, but like, it can be fun, but there is always this like cloud over my head. And yeah, it might be my depression cloud just like adding on, but it's kind of this like cloud that keeps telling me like, well, he doesn't care about you, or he doesn't really think about you, or like, it's just like this voice at the back of my head like saying that. And because I ignored that voice before, I'm terrified to ignore it again and then be stuck in a similar situation. So we walked back together to like our cars, and I just gave him a hug, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll see you sometime. And like, as I'm walking back to my car, I'm like, you chicken shit, you should have said something, like anything. It could have been so casual, like you could have just said like, let's hang out sometime, like anything. But no. And I hate myself because in part, I'm like, it's a learning experience. Sometimes when you have a crush, you just have to let them go. Sometimes it's for the best, but also like, there's that like voice that's like, will you regret not saying anything or taking your shot with anything? I don't know. Like, it's so hard. It's so hard. And I honestly, like, I don't even know, how do you even tell someone you have like, and I think you probably shouldn't just say that, like, it would be like asking them out, but God, that is humiliating. Like, I don't know. I was so scared. But at the same time, like, he didn't say anything, so clearly, like, I don't feel like he would want to anyways, and that's just, I don't know. It's just, I feel like there's this question of regret too, because again, like, we both graduated, so I could not see him again ever, or in several years. I don't really know. Like, I don't know. how that's gonna work, and that's kind of sad. Like, and that's why, like, all day today I was like in the back just, looking back on my dream. I'm like, wow, this was a great dream. I felt so like happy in my dream, and I'm like, you could make a version of this come true if you just like just put it out in the world, like just say something to him. But I still can't, and I hate it because I'm like, will there be a day when I can get myself to just like just say something? And that's why I'm also just so angry at the last guy, because he's an asshole, and he is the reason that I am terrified to do anything anymore. And like I feel like there is some truth in bad experiences always having a positive outcome. Not that was bad phrasing, but like there's always something to be learned from a bad experience. And I usually hate hearing anybody say that. I'm like, shut the fuck up. But like, I will say, like, I had a terrible experience, but I think I learned to trust my intuition, and not let my heart take over from my logic. And I think I learned how to watch out for red flags, what they look like, and not to ignore them. I think that's important. And like, just, yeah, being able to communicate, I think, is important too. But at the same time, there's so many things that, like, the situation that I had before, like a year ago, like, it really affected me. And it affected me mentally, in that it definitely put me into a depression spiral for a while. Because losing your best friend and also being rejected at the same time, and losing your friend group at the same time, that is really isolating. Like, so isolating. And you can't go to your friend group to talk about it because he's also in the friend group. And you just and it's all a secret, so you can't even talk to your like close friends about it. So you're just bottling all of this emotion up. And then also having to work with that person for like months. That fucking sucked. Yeah, 10 out of 10 don't recommend. But it's just like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I really feel like I have my own TV show called, like, basically Everybody Hates Chris, but Everybody Hates Sydney. And, like, there's a whole sitcom audience, like, sitting around me, and I just don't see them. Like, I am in the simulation. They're all watching, and they're all laughing their asses off at how pathetic my life is. And every bad thing that happens to me, it's like, I don't know, like, some bad things that happen, I'm just like, who does this happen to? Only me. Only me. Like, Easter Sunday, on my way to work. On my way to work on Easter, I was driving at 7:40 in the morning to get to my job, and a bunny runs out as I'm driving. And it runs out, so like my car is already going, right? This freaking bunny runs out under my car, and so the back tires hit the bunny rabbit, and I freaking cried hysterically. Who does that happen to? Easter Sunday, bunnies. I run over a rabbit. Like, what the fuck? That is only me. Like, who does that happen to? It's like, I don't know. I really feel like sometimes like the universe is playing tricks on me, and I'm just like, can you not? Like, maybe just be like a little nicer. I've had a rough time. Oh, yeah, I don't know, man. I just, I also like, I like watching a lot of YouTube videos that give like advice and stuff on relationship stuff, because I have no experience and no knowledge about any of it. I don't know how to flirt with people. That's another thing. Sorry for my many tangents. I don't feel tipsy anymore. I did drink a little bit earlier, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, flirting. It's the most bizarre thing. Like, if I sense that somebody is flirting with me, even if it's somebody I like, there's like this, like almost like a subconscious reaction to turn it down immediately. Like, I can't, it's so weird. I feel like I don't even have control over myself in those situations where I'll recognize that there might be something happening. Like, even eye contact, if somebody that I like holds eye contact with me, I like immediately have to look down. And I'm like, some of those, like, those are like, if you watch videos on like flirting and crap, like, it's the things that they like say to do, and I subconsciously cannot make myself do them, and I'm like, this is exactly why I struggle so much, because it's just like the body language, the eye language, like the micro things that most people don't even know that they're doing as far as like flirting, and that's even just like animalistic things, I can't do. I have terrible social anxiety, and I hate, like, I don't know what is wrong with me, but I'm just like, run away, red flag, red flag. And then I'm like, wait, no, I like him. Oh crap, it's too late. Oh, stuff like that happens all the time. Like, oh my God, the other night I went out with the same guy. We were with a different friend group, and he came up to our group and joined us, and he like put his arm on me to like give me a side hug, and my hand was in my pocket, and I go to put my arm back around him, but my hand got like stuck in the pocket. Like, how the fuck does that happen? It was so awkward, because I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry, my hand was stuck in the pocket. Like, what? The most humiliating things happen to me, and I'm just like, can I just be a little more confident in my life? Can I stop being so awkward all the time? And I also make self-deprecating jokes, I think, way too much. Like, that's the only thing I know to joke about. But I just do it so much that I'm like, do people just think that I'm like a very pathetic person? Which, true, but like, I don't know that that's an attractive trait for one to have. I don't know. At least I'm not overly confident. I don't like overly confidence. It's kind of a little too much for me. It's kind of like my opposite. Like, when I see somebody that's like cocky, confident kind of vibes, I'm like, you're too much. How can you have so much self-confidence? I lack it so much. Like, amazing. I'm glad if you have all of the self-confidence. That's amazing that you worked your way to that point, but I'm nowhere near you. I am actually, like, you're on the top of the totem pole. I haven't even like started climbing up yet. Like, I actually fell into a hole in the ground. No. Uh, I just, I don't know. I feel so awkward about everything. But I don't know. I'd love to hear thoughts on my stupid decision to not say anything. Or maybe it was a great decision to not say anything. And the weird thing is, I mean, we were working on a project together, which is always tough because, I mean, no, you're not being paid, but when it's like a student project, and this one was actually more of like my friend's personal project, and she just got a bunch of like us film students that have worked on projects together, like we all know each other, and with things like that, like, you want to make a work environment, like that's kind of how it is, and I felt weird about like trying to flirt with him at all during it, because it's like, I mean, I just don't want to be like, I'm not trying to like sexually harass anyone while, you know, we're working together, so it's like, we're just not gonna try anything. Like, we'll just see what happens. And then, yeah, tonight was probably the last time I'll see him. And now I'm like, damn, I didn't do anything. I never tried. That's disappointing, but maybe for the best. I don't know. It just sucks, like, being demisexual, like when you get a crush, because it doesn't happen a lot, at least not for me. Yeah, I guess I won't speak for everyone, but I don't get crushes hardly ever, I feel like, and so having one that was nice, it was refreshing, and it was also freaking terrifying because I haven't liked anyone since I liked the mans before. Yeah, I've had a lot of mixed emotions because kind of in my head I've kept saying, like, I don't want to like anyone again, or at least not for a long time, but it happened, and so yeah, I don't know. Who knows? The weirdest thing too, like, our film project, this project is all about parallel universes, and then it's just like, I don't know, joking with myself mentally. I was just like, because I came home late from the set last night, and then we filmed again this morning, and like, I think that part of the reason why I had this dream of like us being together was like, I don't know, you know, you're on a set doing a film about parallel universes, and it's about a couple that are somehow together in each parallel universe. They keep finding each other. So cute. But I think, I don't know, like, it just made me laugh. I'm like, oh, in my brain, in another parallel universe, I am with this boy. But definitely not in this one. Can I jump planes real quick, please? Just jump to a different dimension real quick. See if she's better. Because I don't really like this one right now. It's kind of not great. I also got a parking ticket today, and I went and got a coffee today. I haven't had coffee in a few days because I went out a few days ago when I went out drinking with that dude and then a group of friends. I'm a lightweight, and I felt sick since. Like, I only had 2 drinks, I think, and I've felt terrible ever since. Yawning. It is 4:30 in the morning. But yeah, I did not feel good. I have not hardly been eating these past few days, but I was so looking forward to this coffee because I woke up today from the crazy dream, and I'm like, I am exhausted. And so, you know, I treated myself to coffee and a scone. Listen, again, who does this happen to? I walk out, super happy with my scone and my coffee, and I'm helping the crew carry like equipment to their car. And, you know, this boy hands me this thing that I have to return to the equipment room. So I'm like, oh, thanks. I go to grab it. My scone falls out of the bag onto the cement. And I'm like, 5-second rule, it's fine. So I pick it up and I put it back in the bag. And then it falls out of the bottom of the bag because apparently this bag was not sealed on either side. It was like the bottom and the top were both open. So I spent $3 on a scone that then for a second time tumbled on the cement. She didn't just fall, she tumbled in that dirt. So I threw her away, and I passive aggressively decided I didn't want to eat until like 9 p.m. because I was pissed. I do that a lot. Like, I get hangry and then I'm like, I'm not eating because I'm mad. And then I go to my car and I have a parking ticket. Like, this is all like within the same, like, why does this stuff happen to me so much? I just feel like every day something really bad, just small things. It's like these small things happen that are always bad. And then it's like big things happen and they're always bad. And it's just like always me. And I'm like, why? Like, I'm glad it's not, I don't seem to see these other people around me having terrible days all the time. Like, that's amazing. Can I have your life? Like, come on. Oh, that's so crappy. I just wanted that scone. And then my friends were like, just go like ask them for a new one. I'm like, I have social, like and I know people say that, like, I have social anxiety. I know it's annoying when people say it. I get it, because it is kind of like a trendy thing to say, I feel like, for our generation, but I actually, it does truly affect me. And like, I'm medicated for it because it got to a point where like my stomach was like cramping like all day long, to a point where it felt like my stomach was being stabbed. I apparently didn't have an ulcer, but it surely felt like one, so that wasn't cool. So yes, I take anxiety pills now, and it helps with the physical symptoms of my stomach pains, I think, but definitely doesn't help with like being able to interact with people. Like, I've been trying to get better at like confidence and being able to talk to people and be like charismatic, I guess, but like even just eye contact, I hate holding eye contact with people. It just makes me so uncomfortable. I don't know. I'm so awkward all the time. And yeah, like just the thought of going back in and asking for a new scone because I dropped mine. Like, so humiliating, and just like, no, I hate being a Karen. And I also was just, I had this like embarrassment when they, like, my friends were watching this, because I'm just like, this is my life. And also I'm like, yes, I got a scone. It's a cinnamon scone. I didn't need the calories of the scone. I didn't need the sugar. I shouldn't have gotten this, but I did. And like, that's I have very bad like food anxiety. Like, anytime somebody sees me, like, I don't know, like if I'm eating a salad, fine. But yeah, I don't want people watching when I'm having sweet things like that. My little cinnamon crunch scone was so sad. So humiliating. But yeah, I feel like at the end of the night, I was like, this day has been humiliating enough, I think. I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna give him a hug and say, yeah, see you sometime, and go home. And that's exactly what I did. And I guess that's a good thing, but I don't know. A little bit of regret, but it's okay. Maybe I'll have another dream that will be nice. Maybe I'm on an island in another universe with a handsome lad, you know? Apparently I have a British accent, and hopefully I have cinnamon crunch scones and tea. That's what I want. Fuck my life. Anyways, I hope that you all, the very few people that will probably watch this, I hope that you have an amazing day and a lot less humiliating and pathetic day as me. And I hope that if you are looking for a partner in your love life, that it goes amazing for you and that you're living your best life. And if you're in a relationship, I hope your relationship's going amazing. And you should appreciate the person you're with, because bitches out here like me are lonely. And it sucks. So yes, I hope you all have a great day, and thanks for listening to me talk. Okay, bye.